Oh, those alpha male leaders. Built like brick walls with biceps that rival the size of small moons, they strut around offices with an air of invincibility around them. They're infused with perseverance, and testosterone. The average alpha male leader bears a striking resemblance to Hercules in a suit, muscles on muscles, towering over inferior betas with devastating assertiveness, thick-jawed, with a menacing glare that could make a grown man shrink in terror. Phew. In their world, it's survival of the loudest. These breed of leaders have a simple motto: yell it till you nail it. Who needs rational discussions when you can just bulldoze your ideas through the room? It's always about the loudest roar in the corporate jungle. To them, every office meeting is an arena, every discussion a heated battle. They rule the boardroom through raw aggression, their voices louder than any megaphone, their tempers flaring hotter than the sun. They view the corporate world like a gladiator sport, where women rarely have a role to play. To them, it's an arena of men, for men, by men. Sadly, they often fail to see that strength and power is not gender-specific. But who cares about empowerment when you can just code all-caps emails? Finally, they are full of themselves, their ego as enormous as their muscles, considering themselves to be the only brain in the room. They think of themselves as one-man armies, brushing aside feedback like a hindrance. Collaboration and adaptability? Those words aren't even in their dictionary. These alphas believe in a dog-eat-dog world where only the dominant survive, empathy and teamwork being given the boot. Their narcissism often results in toxic workspaces. But hey, who needs a happy team when you can play King of the Hill, right? Hold your breath, folks. Now we're going to talk about everyone's favorite kind of guy, the beta male. Wheeze, gasp, cough, we can hear you from here. Now imagine the stereotypical beta males, skinny dudes with glasses who can't lift a finger to save their grandmothers, let alone carry a team project to its completion. They are lacking any charm, any hint of strength. Betas, they tremble like leaves when faced with an alpha male, and their idea of problem-solving is hiding behind a plethora of spreadsheets. What a sight! And oh, the unbearable politeness and respect. A beta male in power is a one-man chorus of please and thank you. It's almost as if their belief in cooperation, fairness, and empathy somehow magically solves all corporate problems. Get real, beta boy. This isn't Neverland. Their refusal to dominate the scene and their even-tempered nature is often misconstrued as lack of ambition, or worse, spinelessness. But hey, what do they know? Aprons suit them better than Armani suits, right? They'd rather bake cookies than make decisions. Then there's their unwelcome habit of valuing opinions. Who concedes and collaborates in a world built on loud voices and authoritarianism? Betas do, that's who. Yes, because laying low, being quiet, and prioritizing teamwork over an ego-driven power play truly runs the corporate world, sure. They think they're smart, but the reality is their intelligence is measured in participatory badges rather than real-world achievements. Why confront when they can conveniently let conflict pass like water off a duck's back? Remember, betas believe in avoiding any confrontation. Who needs bravery when you can have a good old passive aggressiveness? The beta leaders, they don't rule, they serve. Wait, I'm sorry, is this a leadership position or a job at Denny's? All that servant leadership and emotional intelligence nonsense isn't fooling anyone. In this corporate world, everyone knows it's the testosterone-infused bellowing alpha that prevails. The beta's soft-spoken, measured approach is no match. Yep, welcome to the real world, kiddos. Hold your breath, folks. Now we're going to talk about everyone's favorite kind of guy, the beta male. Wheeze, gasp, cough, we can hear you from here. Now picture the stereotypical beta males. Skinny gents who can't lift a finger to save their grandmothers, not to mention carry a team project to completion. Zero charm, zero strength. Betas, they quiver at the sight of an alpha male, with their problem-solving skills buried under a mound of spreadsheets. A standout vision for sure. And oh, the unbearable politeness. A beta male in power recites an endless chorus of please and thank you, almost like their belief in cooperation, fairness, and empathy magically resolves all corporate strife. Wake up, beta boy. You're not in Neverland. Their refusal to dominate the scene and their unflappable demeanor, often seen as lack of ambition, or worse, spinelessness. But what does it matter, right? Who needs a power suit when an apron is a better fit? Then there's their annoying habit of valuing opinions. Who on earth collaborates in a world built on loud voices and strongman tactics? Betas, that's who. Yes, because keeping a low profile, valuing teamwork over egoistic power plays is what keeps the corporate world spinning. Sure, kid. They might think they're intelligent, but their smarts boil down to participation trophies, not real-world wins. Why square off when they can let conflict roll off them like water off a duck's back? After all, why have courage when you can indulge in some good old passive aggression? Beta leaders don't rule, they serve. Is this a leadership position or a stint at the local diner? The whole servant leadership and emotional intelligence blabber isn't fooling anyone. In the corporate jungle, it's the chest-thumping, roaring alpha who reigns king. The beta's tempered, thoughtful approach isn't fooling anyone here. Welcome to the real world, kiddos. Hold your breath, folks. Now we're going to talk about everyone's favorite type of guy, the beta male. Yes, those skinny gents who look like they couldn't even save their grandmothers from a dangerous situation, let alone lead a team project to completion. Zero charm and zero strength. It's like they turn green at the sight of an alpha male. Their problem-solving skills, hidden somewhere under a pile of spreadsheets. A memorable sight, don't you think? Oh, and let's not forget that almost unbearable politeness. A beta male in a leadership position seems to have a never-ending chorus of please and thank you playing on loop in his head. Like his belief in fairness and empathy will magically solve all corporate problems. Wake up, buddy. This isn't Neverland. Always refusing to dominate the conversation. Always keeping that cool, laid-back demeanor. Often seen as lack of ambition, or worse, spinelessness. But who cares? Maybe an apron is more fitting for these guys than a suit. And then there's their annoying habit of valuing everyone's opinions. Like, who does that in a world that's built on loud voices and strongman tactics? That's right, the betas do. Keeping a low profile and valuing teamwork over everything else is apparently their secret sauce. They might think they're smart, but their intelligence boils down to participation trophies and not real-world victories. Why get involved in a conflict when you can let it roll off your back like water on a duck's? Who needs courage when passive aggression is an option? And the oh-so-precious beta leaders. They don't rule, they serve. Is this even a leadership position or some job at a local diner? This idea of emotional intelligence and servant leadership is laughable. In the real world, it's the chest-thumping, roaring alpha who's king. No one's fooled by the beta's thoughtful, tempered approach. Welcome to the real world, kids.